at last, modest headway against Alzheimer's. Now, medicine itself has actually not a lot to actually give us against Alzheimer's. In fact, the only reason why we call it Alzheimer's is because of how things start working. Alzheimer's is a disease that works out like this. Why can't that? Oh yeah, it works out like this. So you have a brain, and then a tumor grows, and then that tumor leads to you losing memories. Now, imagine your memories as like links. And each link is a new memory that you create, and old links are the ones that disappear. So as you get older, you will naturally destroy some links. Now, the thing about Alzheimer's is it destroys those links faster and at earlier age than you should. And you have a higher... yes, anyone of any age can contract Alzheimer's. But it gets a higher risk when you get older. So when you're older, try to be less stress controlled. Now, there are these therapies, and they're all like, let's just remove that tumor. And they also said like this beta amyloid, which is something on the brain that shouldn't be there. People should remove that. Would that work out? Well, before this modest headway was actually introduced, lots of people actually tried that beta amyloid therapy thing. And they've all tried that, and it failed. And then suddenly, just modest headway appears, and they're like, remove with caution. And then it goes a 27% increase compared to the placebo of the thing, and compared to the placebo of the thing itself, it actually did much more goodness. And because it did much more goodness, it was even better than the original. And then suddenly we got up to 35%, and this was enough results to convince the Japanese and the US to like, let's go ahead and publish this. And okay, and now they're going to go ahead for more data because people are hungry for data. And that's pretty much it. Early career scientists rise up. Now, for decades, scientists, everyone, postdocs, they've all been complaining about, we got so bad poor work conditions, now give us good ones or leave teaching for good, and you guys will have to have a lot of strain on finding teaching positions. They're like, okay, we're gonna need a change. And the University of Columbia was all like, of California decided to like had this largest academic strike in the U.S. history, and winning sizable pay increases for graduate students and postdocs, and which was a big win for the University of California people. Other people were all like, okay, you know what? Screw this. We're gonna go away. If you're not giving us the pay and the good work conditions that we need and no working harassment, if you're not going to give us that, then we're just gonna leave. Bye-bye. And they're like, fine by me, bye. And that happens, and everything seems to go ahead and becomes weird. The next thing that seems to work out is how this seems to not work for us. One thing that seems to be a sizable portion of the economy is how these early career scientists actually rise up. I mean, these scientists go ahead and they're all like, you know what, screw this. We're just gonna go ahead and do our own things. Until you give us good conditions, we're out of here getting other jobs that will have better workplaces and better pay. So bye-bye teaching, and try also graduates kind of have a bad time in the teaching position because they don't have good salaries. In fact, professors actually pay their undergrads and graduate students and postdocs because they're the ones using their own grant money to pay the salaries, which is a really big hard toll on the salary too because it's not that high. And that's it. Early scientists rise up. Hopefully, this ecosystem can thrive. Hopefully, professors and graduate students and postdoc students, postdoc people will be able to have a nice life again. Who knows? AI. AI is an important advancement in human technology, and the important thing about this technology itself is about how it does weather forecasts. Now, of course, meteorology won't disappear. There'll still be some things that AI, well, at least currently right now, cannot do, or at least do very, very accurately. All this AI weather forecaster does is about predictable future. It does predictable future. It also does it way better than what humans could do. But it still can't do, I mean, those like diagrams and equations pretty fast and turn all those into diagrams too, because it will struggle to take over those kinds of models, because it will take to simulate these changes in the future. But it's basing all this on data it has currently, and it's been run through from past data, and it has no idea how this will work out, because these models aren't really useful for them, and they're going to have a hard time using them because of the way that they've been taught. The thing about this is that it doesn't just teach them about previous data, how it's related to this, and then give them some current data, and then give them the example and then the result. And yeah, however, the diagrams is the worst part, and yeah, it won't replace those. Research on Twitter goes down the drain. Here we go. Now, Twitter is actually famous for being a good scientific community, a good place for good stuff, and smack, punch away hateful conversations. And then Elon Musk bought it in 2022. In October 2022, he came in the Twitter headquarters carrying a sink in October 2022. This was a threat, a joke. It says there are going to be a lot of changes, and they're going to have to sink in. The thing is, he went back and cut back on some moderations, letting in what Twitter used to not allow, some hateful content. And then those hateful conversations are coming up. And so it's like, okay, we need to share information publicly, but people are saying, you're stupid, blah, 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 all those bad things. So 7% of the scientists actually went ahead and quit using Twitter. Others have set up digital cams and other versions that were basically mock versions of Twitter and Instagram and Twitter, all those kinds of things, and Facebook. However, none of this actually is used, and none of this actually has been a good alternative source. Twitter actually stopped sharing its data with researchers too, and then all that research actually went away, because now new research is coming in, and since Twitter data is no longer allowed to be free, it actually shut down its free application program too, and replaced it with one that actually gave more restricting access to data, and that is prohibitively extremely expensive. So Elon Musk, in short, messed up Twitter. Although I'm a big fan of Elon Musk, though, I'm not sure what to think of them. Do tiny black holes from cosmic dawn hide within giant stars? Basically, is there a black hole hidden in our sun, and is it only when our sun dies that we see a black hole? We might have no idea, but yes, it must be giant. Alright, I'm gonna stop talking like a robot. Now, do tiny black holes from cosmic dawn actually hide within giant stars like our sun? Apparently our sun is a black hole, if this information is correct. Apparently lots of people actually imagine dark matter and dark energy as just little pieces of like little tiny black holes, at least according to this thing. And it's just that reason that are black holes inside giant stars, and it's been happening according to them since the cosmic dawn. In fact, it might even be inside our star, the sun, which is kind of terrifying too. But then again, not that serious, because it won't be happening for another millions of years. Yeah, they call these Hawking stars, by the way, and that's pretty much all it seems to work. And there's nothing else that I can say about this. And I'm not a big expert in this, so yeah, that's it. Next up, here. Solar powered gloves for the heat and cold. Now finally, we're clothes with solar power in them, and they're all like, nice, they're awesome. We can use this, and increase our comfort zone by 9.1 Kelvin. Nice! And with that, of course, people have created advancements. And because people created advancements, they've been able to do things and able to prolong our comfort zones, which is a good thing, because these clothes are important for us, because without them, other than the fact that we have a very big culture about not taking off clothes, at least not in public, it would also be cold, and we'd also die faster because of coldness, especially right now it's December, and because it's of the solar powered clothes, it's for the heat and the cold, and it's all so awesome. Because now that we've added solar power into it, it depends on how much solar power goes into it that lets you go ahead and get warm, or you get sad, and all those kinds of things too. It's that can actually go ahead and do all this. But the thing is, none of this would actually be possible unless solar power went ahead and became flexible. And the solar power is now flexible, and you can wear it as a wristwatch. You can wear it everywhere now on your body. It'll be awesome. It'll be terrific. It's everywhere now. And that's what solar power clothes are. And that's for the heat and the cold. And that's it. Next up, getting rid of bad propagation. Getting rid of bad propagation. And this basically means we're gonna go ahead and destroy machine learning and make it even more efficient, because it's awesome, it's great, and it's worth fighting for. Huzzah, smack, huzzah, smack. Yeah, those kinds of things. And it's awesome too, because of all of that. Machine developments in neural networks and other artificial intelligence applications have actually accompanied by growing concerns and the energy consumption needed to actually do machine learning, which got rid of backpropagation. Hooray! Next up, and for last of all, promoting quantum information. Propagating quantum information. Propagating quantum information goes ahead and basically means you're gonna go ahead and destroy everything. Qubits, the building blocks of quantum computers, they're all like gonna be 1, 0, and at the same time, which is weird. So you're gonna have to use photons, and then this job has been done by this physicist in Science ADF 9887. This issue page shows 160. Yeah, apparently that's true. Anyways, this happens, and the qubits, the building blocks of quantum computers, have been shown, and then someone has been able to read them. Finally, photons. Someone was able to measure a flying qubit using electrons, and then finally, they were able to use the qubits for their own use, and then they've been able to advantage and use this for their own things. So meaning they propagated quantum information. Hope that made sense. To me, it does a little bit. Doesn't. And that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys soon. Shine out. Peace.